Hello, my name is Meredith Lester. This is the charter presentation for the Petroleum 4998 Senior Project class at Louisiana State University. Today we will give an introduction of each member of our group. We will then give a brief description of our senior project and explain to you why we chose it and the business drivers for it. We will then talk about the steps and goals we have planned for our project.
Hi, my name is Sam Woomer. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky.
I'm Maggie Ross. I'm the Senior Project Manager, and I'm from Wichita Falls, Texas.
As I mentioned, my name is Meredith Lester, and I am from Mandeville, Louisiana.
Hi, I'm Celeste Perrin, and I'm from Houston, Texas.
Hi, I'm Andrew Jones, and I'm from Houston, Texas as well.
The business driver is to recover additional oil from an already developed field. Primary production from a roughly 2,500-acre Lewis Stewart Caddo field occurred from 1947 to 1952, where 18 different operations inefficiently produced 56 plus wells and recovered 3.1 million barrels of oil from a 50 to 80 foot Caddo section. Water production was virtually non-existent during primary. Over 100 e-logs, a few modern-day logs, and 3D seismic are available for analysis. Sidewall core data is available to confirm reservoir characteristics, and existing maps are available but need to be verified. Both natural gas and carbon dioxide are available from recent horizontal Barnett Shale wells, completely within the Caddo Lime unit boundary. The economics of a natural gas flood versus a carbon dioxide flood will be evaluated after the original oil in place is estimated to determine the overall EUR. The Lewis Stewart field received secondary recovery, and only a small percentage of the original oil in place was removed. Tertiary techniques have been proposed for this field to recover the remaining oil, which is estimated to be a profitable amount. An analysis on carbon dioxide flooding will be done because there is a readily available supply of carbon dioxide on location. The use of carbon dioxide will not only be economic since it's available, but it will also help reduce costs paid to the government for carbon dioxide disposal venting. Additionally, a natural gas flood analysis will be evaluated to compare economics and oil recovery percentages between the two techniques.
The business objective of the Lewis Stewart project is to determine the economic potential through tertiary methods. The goal is to explore different development strategies, which might include a pilot programming using existing wellbores. This is possible through modeling, which could help to identify scaled-up costs. The overall objective of the project will be to determine its viability, to estimate costs, to project recoveries, and to ultimately calculate a return on investment from a scaled-up program. The project will include a full field study, followed by a carbon dioxide flood analysis, a gas flood analysis, and an economic analysis of each flood and additional cost parameters. The overall project objective is to determine a thorough analysis that supports a recovery recommendation for the Lewis Stewart field. The proposal will include both an analysis of a carbon dioxide flood and a natural gas flood. Further, it will provide a cost analysis for each process, including costs of re-entry, workover, and new drills. At the end of the study, a recommendation will be made to perform a carbon dioxide flood, natural gas flood, or to take no further action. The project results will be completed by the project deadline. The first goal of the project is to research and understand the differences in natural gas flooding and carbon dioxide flooding. The next objective will be to complete a full field study by looking at historical data provided by Creed Operating Company. This will include looking at subsurface data, completion data, and field production history. The next objective will be to determine whether gas flooding or carbon dioxide flooding will recover the most oil. This will be completed by gathering all information pertaining to gas floods and carbon dioxide floods performed in fields similar to the Lewis Stewart field. If modeling software is available through LSU, the next step will be accomplished by simulating two types of floods using modeling software. The last goal of the project will be to run a complete economic analysis of both options to determine if either is economical, and if so, which technique will deliver the most profitable outcome.
The project requirement is to compare carbon dioxide flooding and gas flooding in the Lewis Stewart field and recommend which option, if either, is viable for the field. A requirement for the proposal is a profitable and producing enhanced oil recovery using the suggested method. Lastly, all recovery techniques are required to be economic in correlation to the current commodity price. The Lewis Stewart Field is already unitized, established with the Texas Railroad Commission, and held by production from another formation. There are not any limitations with regard to time, equipment, or use of original source data, including detailed historical production, logs, seismic, and core data. One unknown will be how to project the future price of oil, as that will influence the timing of the project. Not necessarily as to the project's viability, but more in terms of when to scale up the project if a pilot works. Availability of data regarding the condition of the old wellbores could be of consequence, but that would be addressed in the overall decision of whether a pilot is worth the risk. Another constraint would be the number of potential unknown variables that would make a computer model unreliable. It is assumed that all field and well information received from Creed Operating Company is reliable and accurate. The wells and facilities already exist and abide by state and governmental law. In addition, the lease and land have been properly documented and follow Texas Railroad Commission regulations. Further assumptions will come up as the project matures.
The scope of this project focuses on evaluating all given field information and will result in an educated decision of whether or not tertiary recovery processes will be performed. The vast amount of field information includes all geological information, well information, lease and mineral rights, past and current costs, as well as potential future costs for further development. In this study, all wells in the field will be evaluated to make the correct economic and business decision. This will be done to determine which wells should be used and for what purpose in order to maximize the production life of the field. Past field information will be evaluated to get an estimate of the current oil in place and how much can further be recovered. Reservoir simulation and computer software will be used to determine how much additional oil can be recovered. The boundaries are limitless for this project, and almost all field information is obtainable. Many risks have already been eliminated by Creed Operating Company. The proper permits, leases, and restrictions have been obtained. The following risks might be encountered while carrying out this project. There's a possibility of gas or carbon dioxide flood failing to stimulate additional production in the field. Also, the preferred method of recovery failing to be economical and provide a profit. Additionally, not obtaining the proper software in order to model the two types of floods is possible. And lastly, due to the lack of core analysis of the field, not all rock and reservoir properties have been confirmed. The project sponsor, Dwight Ross, has requested the following data: an analysis of a carbon dioxide flood on the Lewis Stewart Field, an analysis of a natural gas flood on the Lewis Stewart Field, an economical analysis comparing both studies, and lastly, a recommendation for further action on the Lewis Stewart Field, including a marketing plan.
Our milestone schedule will consist of research on tertiary methods, a field history, modeling the field using simulation software, and economic analysis. And lastly, we will provide a recommendation to field Creed Operating that will have the most value for the field. The project is a field analysis based on present and calculated data. Therefore, there will be no cost. The project will be completed when all project objectives have been met by the set deadlines. The project will encompass 2 tertiary recovery simulations. Economics will be evaluated for both possible recoveries, and a concluding recommendation will be proposed to Creed Operating Company.
As the project manager, I will be in charge of group communications and making sure all project deadlines are met. I will also make sure all group members are participating equally. I will be the contact between the project sponsor, the group, and the class professors.